Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and the inventor of the CTKS Method and BORSOG trading. If you're new, a very warm welcome and welcome back KS family. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth and positive excellence in the process. And please note, I don't have WhatsApp or Telegram, but certainly scammers do. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is down 11.34% to 18,432. Ethereum is down 16.82% to 1328. Yesterday, I did a quick poll on FTX, FTT, and Alameda Research, and I said, what do you actually think this means? Is it FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and nothing to see here? About 15% of people said, yeah, it's probably that. What about not sure? About 33%. Limited impact, about 23%, and the next Celsius, around 30%. It's actually this one, the next Celsius. To understand this saga, we need to go back a little bit in time. You can see FTX.US, Sam Bankman-Fried's actual exchange for the time being. He donated nearly $71 million. And as a top contributor as far as organizational profiles, he's only below the Soros Fund Management and Uline Inc. He's a major political contributor, literally ranked number 3 out of 27,633 other contributors. And you can see that's significantly up from 2021 and 2022. Sam Bankman-Fried is commonly known as SBF. There were many questions about Alameda's research. Their balance sheet was basically backed by the FTT token. What happened next was CZ, basically the CEO of Binance, said, I'm going to liquidate my FTT position. FTT is the trading coin, kind of like BNB, but for FTX exchange. So he said, I'm selling it. What happened next was basically all hell broke loose in the crypto sphere as things sold off, and things have sold off dramatically. As Binance and unwound its position in FTT, FTT came down really hard. And something very, very important to understand, CZ, CEO of Binance, said there's a significant liquidity crunch at FTX, and he signed a non-binding, which means he can go back on his word, letter of intent, which means I intend to do something, but hey, I might not do it at all. Intending doesn't mean doing. Intending to fully acquire. Remember, non-binding means legally he can't be held to it. It's a letter of intent, an LOI, which means it's just an intention, and it's said there, intending to acquire FTX to help cover the liquidity crunch. And we will be conducting a full DD in the coming days. What's a DD? It's a due diligence. Due diligence is really important. Due diligence may lead to CZ not acquiring FTX. But what does the media say? Crypto exchange Binance to acquire rival FTX. That is not the case. We can see that FTT, the FTX token, has come down 74.6% just in the last day. A lot of people are looking at this and saying, oh, CZ is going to acquire. I'm going to buy FTT. I wouldn't go near FTT personally. But why is that my position? It's for a very, very good reason. The first thing to understand, if CZ is going to buy FTX, which is the second largest crypto exchange, he's going to want to get the best possible price for it. What happens if FTT starts to recover? And you know FTT is the majority of the value of Alameda Research. That would actually put the squash on CZ's plans to acquire FTX. Literally, CZ doesn't want FTT to recover. because it's a business transaction for him. I believe we're going to see a lot of retail volatility inside FTT, and a lot of people are going to get on the wrong side of the trade and on the wrong side of the percentage. Personally, I don't think it's worth getting into, but of course that's just my position. You could have a very different position, and that's completely fine. Our community actually loves red days because we apply Rule 252, prepared and not scared. In yesterday's episode, we were talking about the 3 key levels to keep your eye on, and you can see just what happens when a key level gets violated. Price can come down really hard. And what we can see here, basically the FTX, Binance, conversations have not helped the crypto industry, and we've come down and actually, and how, violated the Armageddon line. And Bitcoin is currently trading at 18,560. The Armageddon line is 18,942, so we're under it. Masterclass students, a couple of days ago, I put in LV25, Midterm Election Volatility Secrets You Need to Know. Please check that out. And some of those secrets that we see here, there's been 2 midterm elections, one in 2018 and one in 2014. There were 2 potential paths that we could take, one up and one down. It's looking a lot like we're taking the path down, but we were always prepared for this, because we always do our daily 3-dimensional risk management. We get a feeling trying to get into synchronization with the market. What is the market going to do? Is it going to go down, going to go neutral or flat, or going to go up? And the major percentage we just put in the front of that daily 3-dimensional risk management code, which is called a BORSOG code. And I do a deep dive on this in episode 685. And then we think about how our portfolio would get hit if that was the case. Our dominant probability actually impacted the market. And the third thing, we always look at how synchronized in with the market we feel. If we've got the Midas touch or we're in the zone, that's often a really good thing because we can predict the market's movements. And of course, it's much more profitable. But the markets are there to desynchronize you. So that's why we must do this code each and every day. It's really important. And always remember, you control the trade or investment, but the market controls the returns, and those returns are based on your active learning, your knowledge and courage, and the market will penalize you with losses for blame and gambling. So it's important to know what you're doing. This episode is entitled Profiting in Sell-Offs, Going Long at Spot, and I just want to take you through 6 examples that I did just before I prepared this video. Just after I sold these particular 6, this is what the market looked like. You would say, Ken, how can you possibly make any money in a market that looks like that? The answer is through the knowledge of the Masterclass. And the Masterclass is all about sharing my 30+ years in financial markets. It's all about knowledge transfer. I did these trades specifically for this particular video to show how you could actually make money in the market when it's selling off traumatically. And actually traumatic sell-offs are where you make the most money. So take, for example, Axie Infinity over about the span of 1 hour. And you can see 6:30 in the morning till about 7:28, so about an hour. I bought in here and sold here. I bought about $500 worth and sold $521. So that was a 4.21% profit just in an hour. Just doing it once might be a bit of a fluke, but there's always method and methodology behind everything that I do. When I looked at Polygon, Matic, I said, oh, this is looking very interesting. So I put 2 levels of $500 in, just equating to $998.81. And then I sold it 7 minutes later for a 4.33% profit, or 4.34% if you like. Looking at GMT, I thought it was really interesting as well. So in about 17 minutes, I sold that for around a 7.5% profit. Engine was also selling off traumatically, and I said, wow, this looks fantastic. I'm in, because we're all about getting on the right side of the percentage. You can be on the wrong side of the trade and on the right side of the percentage and do really, really well. In about 17 minutes, I turned a little over 9%. XRP was just plummeting, so I said, whoa, I'm getting in there, I want some of that. And I made around a 9.3% profit in 22 minutes. And then Ape was looking quite good as well, so over the span of 32 minutes I made about 16% profit there. You can see across all of those different trades I put about $4,000 in terms of coffee money and received about a $320 profit. That's in under 1 hour, and that's on a blood red day. And this is what the market looked like after I took that profit from the market. A lot of people say, Ken, I can't afford to do the masterclass. There are scholarships that will help you out, and you can always apply for those. And if you talk to the ambassadors, they can give you 80% off. But the concept is, can you afford not to? As crypto technical analysts, we first mark up our charts with the CTKS method. We look beyond the crypto market into the stock markets, checking global events. Then we come back inside the crypto market and look for opportunities. And you can see opportunities exist even on the reddest of red days. And they were just, those particular trades were just for you. I did those for you because I want you to see that you can make money out of the markets no matter what color they are. And if you look at trading as a particular business, you should always buy your stock when it's under discount. And that's how you should look at trading as well. Don't buy it when it's overpriced. So that's why positive excellence is a very, very important thing to have. If you have self-doubt or self-sabotage, you won't step in when you could do really, really well. And of course, you need knowledge to get your confidence up. Data-wise, it could be a very, very rocky road inside the markets, but those rocky roads are where fortunes are made. You can see what I did in just 1 hour, and that was before I put this video out. With the knowledge, you can do exactly the same thing. We make volatility our friend. When we look at the markets in the previous session, we can see fear is starting to come back into the market, and we're seeing some really concerning disconnections. We can also see that the Nasdaq 100, even though fear is coming up, the Nasdaq 100 says, yeah, I'm going to party as well. This is generally not what happens. So what is driving the particular force of positive action inside the stock market? It's in all likelihood the dollar losing its dominance. And this is really important. When the dollar dominates, it crushes the market. It pushes yields up, bond prices down. And we can see that we may be bottoming out in terms of bond prices, and we may have reached a peak in bond yields. But it's really, really early. We can't say that just yet. One thing that we do notice when we look at junk bonds are just at an indecision point. They could potentially go either way from here, but they're not showing a lot of risk-on activity. We could get a massive spike. What may be actually happening is Bitcoin could be sending messages to the stock market in terms of risk-off behavior. We can see that inflation is not under control. The expectations of inflation continuing to go up are there. So we need to have a look at what the CPI readings come out as. If they're hotter than anticipated, and they may be, that's what the market may be anticipating, or it may be pricing it in. We just have to be a little careful. I would suggest preparing for downside, but also knowing that price can go up as well. Don't just hold one position. All you realistically need to do, as I showed you in those 6 illustrations, those 6 real trades, putting real money on the line when the market was melting, just if you can get the understanding of Rule 359, it's an absolute game changer. Be on the right side of the percentage. This is the key. And this is exactly how smart money thinks about things. Retail thinks if it's red, we need to sell. Smart money in zone 3 and zone 4 say if it's red, we need to scale in. We need to participate. It's a completely different way of thinking. Personally, I'm expecting more downside momentum, and I've actually got buy orders all the way down on Bitcoin to 37.55. You actually heard me correctly, 3,755, because the system won't allow me to place an order below that. What you'll find when you're trading, if you can pick up these long tail rejections, and they don't start as long tail, they start as the price just beaming down. It's not a tail, it's coming down hard, just like this. It looks like a big red candle until it reverses. What you will see time and time again, price can get just way too overextended. You want to be looking for that. And looking at the longs and the shorts, we can see the shorts have gained a lot of confidence. The shorts are coming in and saying, wow, we're having a field day. And just be aware that all of those returns, that 8% on average that I made just in that 1 hour, that is going long. I don't use leverage. I don't believe in it. It's just far, far too destructive. But we can see with the amount of liquidations in longs, we're almost getting up to what we would anticipate is over 600 or 700 million. It could be up to potentially $1 billion. Let's check it out. Okay, it's certainly getting there. 854.42 million in total liquidations across 403,858 positions. And what this actually shows you, people were completely desynchronized from the market. They thought it would go one way. In fact, it went the other. And in a minute, I'll just show you something very, very interesting that almost foretold this potential to happen. And of course, there's only probabilities, so there's no certainty. But I've been speaking for a while now. There's been too many short liquidations without corresponding long liquidations. You now know what the other side of that looks like. And when we look at total liquidations across the past 24 hours, about 77% long. Past 12 hours, about 75% long. Past 4 hours, about 75% long. And the past hour, say 86% long. So they're all long liquidations. Now we're starting to get up to what I've been anticipating for some time. When you have a lot of short liquidations, that means that the longs are too overweight. When you have an overcrowded trade to one side or the other, and this is only understood through experience, you literally have to live through the markets to understand these things. And of course, it could have gone either way. We could have seen price just splurge up, but I think what happened between Binance and FTX was absolutely a problem for the crypto space. The question that we have, does this mean it stops here? Let's look back into the past where we had a major liquidation. This was about 562 million long. This one is 614 million long, so not too bad. What happened to price? It basically came up a little bit and then went flat and then resumed down. Could we expect something like that? Of course, definitely. And we always just try to imagine if you get short after short after short liquidated. That actually means the longs have not been liquidated properly. That's an overcrowded trade to the upside. You might remember back to the DXY where everybody was saying go long on the DXY. It can't come down. You've seen what happens with overcrowded trades. Don't go with the herd. The herd is typically wrong. It takes a lot to reprogram your mind away from seeing red as a bad thing to looking at it like a business owner and saying, wow, all the things that I need to buy are on sale. I can make more of a margin. And that's exactly how you have to think about it. Turning to the greatest gainers, over the past 24 hours, we can see BNX up 2.83% and Pax Gold, the digital equivalent to gold's price, up 2.07%. And then we have stable coins in the greatest gainers. Please let me know in the comments, what do you think it actually means, especially for price action tomorrow when stable coins are the greatest gainers? We can see FTT has got absolutely slaughtered, down 76.13%. ETH, proof of work, 23.51% down. Curve, nearly 23% down. Aptos, 23.6% down. Chili's, 22.18% down. And Doge, 19.34% down. Remember, it doesn't matter how far down these things come, you can still make profit if you trade. All investors become traders anytime they buy or sell, and having an understanding and knowledge of trading will completely change your outlook and how you invest. You'll invest much, much more effectively. And in times of great volatility, like we find ourselves in now, you can see practically, I've demonstrated that just in an hour or so, you can make money, and you can make money in every single day if you know what you're doing. And that does take time, and it does take experience. That's why I recommend you do coffee money trades. And that can be as little as $5 or $10, depending on the exchange you're in. Just get the feeling of the market, and then you can scale up. But being an investor in times like this could be very, very hard for you to watch, especially if we get a massive sell down. Something else that could also really help you. Traders have volatility as their best friend. When you think of volatility, it's to the upside and to the downside. Investors have long-range price movement because they typically go long. They expect the price over time will increase, and that could well be the case, absolutely, if you invest in the right project or the right thing. But if markets get really, really volatile, really, really choppy, investors get very, very hurt. And I expect the next couple of years at least to be incredibly volatile. They will be a trader's market. I don't believe they'll be an investor's market. And when you want to learn trading from someone, please make sure they're not from Zone 1 or Zone 2. Zone 1 and Zone 2, they're very easily identified. They want to get perfect timing. They're incredibly impatient. They make one-way decisions. It's going to go up or it's going to go down. And then they stick by that. They're typically all in or all out. They're addicted to the news or indicators, and they want certainty. In fact, they demand it. They talk with such certainty in their voices. If you use this indicator, you will be right 100% of the time. That's absolute rubbish. Being in the markets for more than 30 years, I can tell you, indicators, I don't even use them. The problem with indicators, they try to proxy skill, but they always conflict with each other. They're like a really dysfunctional family. If you put a lot of indicators together, they'll just all fight and argue with each other. If you're learning about trading, please learn from somebody in Zone 3 and Zone 4. And that's really important because it's all about probabilities. In Zone 3 and Zone 4, and it takes a long time to get to Zone 3 and Zone 4, many decades, we don't care about certainty. Certainty is not for us because certainty is a way for people to lose money. We're about probability. We're about three-way decision making. We understand the percentages. We get on the right side of the percentage, even on the wrong side of the trade. And you can see those 6 examples that I gave you, real practical examples just done this morning before I did this video. It's all about showing you it is possible under any market condition. But even more important is having positive excellence. Positive excellence is all about having behaviors that set you up for sustainable fulfillment, meaning, happiness, and success. And very counterintuitively, the first thing that you need to do is not worry about the money. You literally have to put money and the idea that you need to make X% in the bin straight away. What you want to do is to make sure that you have the right process. You have gratitude and happiness. You're learning as you're going. You're perfecting your art and science. You're not having inner and outer conflict. You've got inner and outer peace. So many people, when they miss out on opportunities, say they get into something and they say, I didn't get enough percentage return out of that. Well, the market controls that. You can't control that. So you just need to be aware of what the market can give you. But people get into revenge trading, and revenge trading is, I'm going to tell you market, you're going to give me this, and then the market just whacks you. If you're getting angry with your trading and investing, you're slipping back into Zone 1 and Zone 2. Please don't slip back there. That's where you lose money. And on days like today, it would be very easy to slip back into kind of zone 1, zone 2 behavior, fear and terror. And you look at a lot of these particular cryptos, they've come down so traumatically. But remember, even if it comes down traumatically, that's actually the best opportunity that you can get. But you must know what you're doing. Don't gamble, don't guess, don't hope. Know what you're doing. And a very important thing is to be kind to yourself and be kind to others. It's all a learning experience. That's why in the CTKS Creed, we don't blame. We just win or learn. And if you're going through a life pullback at the moment, please know that our global family's love and healing thoughts are with you. There's always hope. The sun will come out again, and you're not alone. Having a sense of positive expectancy is incredibly important. If you place a particular trade and you say, oh, I know this is going to go wrong, I'm just going to throw my money away, I know it, you'll prove yourself correct. Don't have that thinking. You need to have courage-based thinking. At a time like this, I would love to hear your thoughts about courage. I know we just did it recently, but it's very, very applicable right now. You can have theory or you can have practice. We're right in the proximity of red, bloody sell-offs, and that is the time that you need courage. If you don't have courage, you just won't enter. And in these markets, if you feel it is safe, it is most likely unsafe. You've really got to know what you're doing. One thing that could really help you out when we look at the top cryptos, what I'm looking at specifically is traumatic sell-offs and good recoveries, because we can do this again and again and again. We can roll money over. So when you look at ETH, it came down quite a percentage, but it didn't move back up much. So what you want to do is see the variance between the top level percentage and the bottom level percentage and how much it kicked up. Price is always kicking up. That's how we can make money. So have a look at ETH. And we're making money in the bloodiest of bloody days. And that's a fantastic thing to think about. You're like a warrior. You're a champion. You get in there with your courage and your knowledge, and you face the market down and say, with my courage, my knowledge, and my understanding, I'm going into the market and I'm going to get what the market can give me. And it's not about you demanding the market give you X percent, 10%, 20%, 100%, 1000%. It's not about that. It's just moving in alignment with the market's gravity. That's what you want to be doing. And when we look, Ethereum sold off very, very hard and just bounced a little bit. BNB sold off quite traumatically. It's really down, but it's just coming into more alignment with the other cryptos. It's still incredibly strong over this 15-minute time frame. And I'm just doing this so you can see about the past week. So you can see ADA just pumped and then dumped. And we can see XRP. Remember, XRP was one of the things that I got into. When XRP was coming down and down and down, there was nothing to indicate that it would go up. But I understand price behavior and price action. You always get retracements. And those retracements can be very, very profitable. And don't worry about buying at the bottom and selling at the top. That's zone 1 and zone 2 stuff. Please keep away from it. It will just cripple you. And when we look at Solana, Solana came down very hard, bounced up a little bit. Doge came down hard, bounced a little. DOT came down hard, bounced a little. And we can see this behavior because it's Bitcoin's price behavior that's driving all of these alts. We know Rule 45, your beloved alts cannot escape Bitcoin's gravity. This is what this rule looks like in practice. It takes a lot of courage to get into a market that is so blood red, but it also takes a lot of knowledge. Please have your courage and your knowledge. Don't just have courage. The market will whack you across the back of the head. I'd like to thank everybody for their kind comments and sharing inside yesterday's video. And as Badger said, when you're prepared, you are not scared because you're prepared. And there's a lot of wisdom that is shared each and every day inside the comments. Thank you, Art. Courage is a really important thing to talk about, and please leave your thoughts about courage and how it can help you through times like this, because a lot of people will be hurting. And as Al said, in short, nothing good comes from self-sabotage. Instead, I choose self-support, self-regard, self-care, self-improvement, and taking care and protecting oneself and the others we care about. It's really beautiful, Al. And Bun said, I'm really excited about some mid-term volatility. You got it, my friend. And Mellow Cryptic, so good to see you back, my friend. It's really good what Dan said. Looking forward to a Zone 4 KS breakdown of what happened today. So we can see that Binance and FTX were a major contributor to the problems that we saw. But also, the VIX is starting to base out. Crypto does have a habit of leading the stock market, so we need to be aware of this. But we're not looking at it through Zone 1 and Zone 2 eyes. That's why I really appreciate your comment, Dan. We're looking through Zone 3 and Zone 4 eyes. That's why I put those 6 trades up for you. I want everybody to understand you can make money in any market condition if you know what you're doing. It's also a good idea to understand what Alameda actually has in terms of tokens, and this is from Look On Chain. They did a really good analysis. They analyzed the tokens held by the 56 addresses of Alameda Research and listed tokens of more than 1 million in holding value. And you can see the FTT has quite a lot of holding value. Serum, SRM, LDO, ETH, DAI stablecoins. So don't worry too much about the stability ones. Render, BIT, GOG, and Uni. So just think about if all of these were actually dumped onto the market, how could it impact the price? You probably want to keep your eyes and have your risk management strategies if you have any of these particular tokens. I also looked at Mazari.io, and looking at Alameda Research's portfolio, you can see a variety of different tokens that they hold here. I'll just scroll down a bit more so you can just pause the video if you need to. So they're invested across a lot of different things, but it doesn't actually show the balance of investment. It's just basic price data here. So when we go across to Alameda Research, let's just check out their website. It can give us some kind of understanding about how professional or otherwise they are. And where are their investments? So our team, about, not much here. My goodness. And join. Okay, trade monitoring, software development. Where are their list of investments? You can see virtually no information in there, and Masterclass students, you'll note the footer information is not present. And the connection between Alameda Research and Sam Bankman-Fried is that, well, he set it up in October 2017. And well done, everybody, for popping in your BORSOG codes. And hey, AK, great to see you, my friend. And as Beardy said, volatile times ahead. That's what traders live for. Yeah, we love it, Beardy. If you have family or friends who could benefit from positive excellence and what we do here each and every day, 7 days a week, please introduce them to our community by sharing a video. We'd love to see them here. We have one of the best communities on YouTube. And please, in the comments, let me know your concepts, your thoughts, your ideas on courage, especially on days like today when you really, really need it. When I look at a red day like today, I'm so excited to see really, really good projects on sale. You might even say, that's a fire sale. But it's really difficult to see opportunities if we think life is against us. So that's why we have the CTKS Creed. And the first line of the CTKS Creed, I know the universe wants me to succeed. And how do we succeed long term? Of course, by putting in a lot of hard work, dedication, effort, and energy, but also every day showing kindness, integrity, and gratitude. If we put in the effort and the hard work, you will know that opportunities and life will reset every single day. You can literally begin again every single day. That's a beautiful thought. And knowing that you are worthy. And going slow is the only way to go fast in this world. If you go fast without the knowledge, you just basically trip over the things that you don't see before you, those hidden obstacles. All about going slow is the idea that you uncover obstacles before you fall over them. And the best thing to do when it comes to trading is just starting small, just with coffee money and doing BORSOGing, and then scaling when you got the hang of it. And you know, the market doesn't know you, so nothing that happens in the market is ever personal. And also, life pullbacks will give you the strength for the next life rally. The greater the pullback, the greater the promotion. And being dedicated and committed is really key. And saying, I win or learn and never blame, is probably the most important part of the CTKS creed. And if you would like to do the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass, please seek out an ambassador to get 80% off. And also, you can apply for the partial Masterclass scholarship. Both those links are in the description of this video. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.